The world's most critical oil route is shutting down again. Is this the moment a regional crisis turns global? We turn now to our energy correspondent for the latest. In a dramatic escalation, Iran has once again moved to restrict access to the Strait of Hormuz, one of the most important oil shipping routes in the world. A new and dangerous phase is unfolding in the Middle East, one that could have consequences far beyond the region. The United States is pushing for strict limits, while Iran insists on maintaining its right to nuclear enrichment for civilian use. This fundamental disagreement continues to block a lasting deal. Iran has made its position clear. The strait will not fully reopen unless the United States lifts its naval blockade on Iranian ports. This move comes despite ongoing diplomatic efforts and a fragile ceasefire that had briefly reduced tensions. That calm is now. According to diplomatic sources, there are serious concerns that any rushed agreement could fail in the long term, especially due to deep disagreements over Iran's nuclear. This suggests that despite heavy strikes earlier in the conflict, Iran's military infrastructure remains resilient and capable of recovery. At the same time, the military situation is evolving rapidly. Iran has announced that it is rebuilding and upgrading its missile and drone capabilities at a faster rate than before the war. And that raises serious concerns, because this conflict did not begin overnight. Back in February 2026, the United States is pushing for strict limits, while Iran insists on maintaining its right to nuclear enrichment for civilian use. This fundamental disagreement continues to block a lasting deal. A new and dangerous phase is unfolding in the Middle East, one that could have consequences far beyond the region. Breaking news: the United States and Israel have launched a massive wave of coordinated strikes on Iranian targets. The strikes are targeting nuclear facilities, missile systems. Iran has made its position clear. The strait will not fully reopen unless the United States lifts its naval blockade on Iranian ports. In response, Iran launched hundreds of missiles and drones across the region, targeting U.S. bases, Israeli cities, and key infrastructure. What followed was one of the most intense periods of conflict in the region in recent years. Even though large-scale attacks have slowed, the situation remains extremely unstable. This combination of diplomacy and military pressure is creating a highly volatile environment. And the risks are not just military, they are global. Oil markets are already reacting to the uncertainty. Any prolonged disruption in the Strait of Hormuz could lead to higher fuel prices, inflation, and economic instability worldwide. A fragile ceasefire is in place, but it is under constant pressure. Iran's leadership has continued to issue strong warnings, signaling that any further aggression will be met. Meanwhile, the United States has maintained a significant military presence in the region, including naval forces and air defense system. For countries dependent on energy imports, the impact could be immediate. And for global markets, the uncertainty itself is enough to cause disruption. What followed was one of the most intense periods of conflict in the region in recent years. Now, even though large-scale attacks have slowed, the situation remains extremely unstable. On one side, there is clear effort toward diplomacy. Talks continue, proposals are being discussed, mediators are trying to bridge the gap. But on the other side, arbitrary actions and strategic moves are sending a very different signal. For now, the world is watching closely, waiting to see whether diplomacy can succeed or whether tensions will rise. Because what happens next will not just impact the Middle East, it could reshape global stability.